Hello YouTube, today I'm back here with another video, and it's going to be about Blazé. Today we're building her for our direct damage dealer teams, and I was just thinking we'll make a quick video here on her very short exclusive 1 to exclusive 3, actually exclusive 0 to exclusive 3. I have some eyes ready here for her that I'm going to spend on her, because I think she is a very a usable hero in PvE, and in some cases in 5 vs 5 in PvP actually. So let's just quickly take a look at her kit and then her emblems and how I built her, and then let's just jump into it. So her basic attack here is doing a bit of damage on her HP, based on her HP, and she's also reducing turn meter by it's actually 30% on the enemy. That is quite huge in PvP, to be honest here. Most bosses are immune to turn meter reduction, so it doesn't really matter on them. And then here we have the first skill here. Her first skill is also increasing turn meters of the allies by 10%, and it also grants this resolute buff here, which is 40% skill damage. Very nice for PvE and PvP. Afterwards, she also grants this special buff here, unique buff E0-E3, which she'll put on the ally with the highest attack for 2 turns. And what it does is basically that once the ally with the E0-E3 buff attacks, then she will follow up with another attack doing some damage based on her HP. And this effect here cannot be reduced or affected or reduced by skill CD abilities. Then we have her passive here, and it says here that she's gaining a layer of this petal buff here, and when this petal buff is stacked to 4 layers, she will put this protection of opulence on the ally with the most attack. And the protection of opulence is a ally protection that reduces damage taken by the ally by a lot of percentages here. I think it's up to 40% damage reduction, and then 70% of that damage will be shared with Blazé. So she'll be taking some damage, and then she'll also put a shield. She'll cleanse all CC on herself and put a shield of 60% of her HP on the ally. And this shield cannot be removed, it says, and cannot be stolen, so that is very nice. Her last active skill here is also dealing some damage based on her HP. With a 35% chance to inflict stun, it goes up to a 50% chance to inflict stun, and if she fails to inflict the stun, then she'll refresh the duration of all attribute debuffs on the target. Meanwhile, if she inflicts a stun on the target again, stun cannot be blocked until it is successfully inflicted. So I think that is a great kit on her exclusive 0. And let's just go and take a look at her exclusive 1, 2 and 3 before we start eyeing her. So the exclusive 1, she will add the speed buff to the S2 here. So she's gonna give both resolute and speed buff, and also reducing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn for the ally with the E0-E3 buff. Very nice. She'll also start with 3 layers of petal at the beginning of each wave, which means that she'll start up with the ally protection buff from the beginning of battle, because she needs 4 stacks, right? And she'll also gain 1 petal for every CC that she tries to inflict or that she inflicts, right? Exclusive 2 is mostly for PvP. Well, it's for 1 turn in PvE, so it's kind of useless, right? At the beginning of each wave, increases self-turn meter by 30%. That is huge in PvP, and grants a crit damage buff to all allies for 2 turns. So this crit damage buff here is unfortunately only for the first 2 turns and the beginning of the wave. It's not a permanent one for PvE, unfortunately. But in PvP, if you have a go first team, then she will be able to boost your direct damage dealer there, doing more crit damage. Exclusive 3, once she does the S4, the Fragrance of Wheat, she'll also do attack buff on everyone, which is huge. And at the beginning of each wave, Blazé gains 5 layers of this Vegetate buff. And when the ally with the E0-E3 deals direct damage, so no dot damage, but direct damage by casting skills proactively, Blazé gains 1 layer of Vegetate. When 10 layers of Vegetate are stacked, removes all of them and casts Fragrance of Wheat to pursue an attack once. And then she'll start gaining that again after casting it. So basically, she'll be able to do this S4 here automatically with exclusive 3, which means you'll have a pretty good uptime on your attack buff. Now, how I built her is actually, well, I did try her before the video, and she doesn't do a lot of damage, to be honest, so I kinda just went with a support build instead. So I went with this build here: HP and some shield buffs, some more shield buff here, more shield buffing, reduce cooldown on one of her abilities, some effect hit, you can go with this one here if you want instead. And some speed, I like her to be fast. And then I went with the effect res, taking more healing because she's also gonna be taking some damage from the ally protection, so it's kind of nice that she's been healed by 9% more. And then some damage reduction here, and more damage reduction, and some more damage reduction here, that if she takes direct damage she's gonna heal by 9%. So that is nice. Trying to keep her to stay alive a bit is how I build her. For aura, I think one of the good auras for her is Combat Vanguard aura, because she's doing a lot of direct damage both on her S4 here, and she can also do some on her S2, and she'll also do one on this one here. I think for aura she is one of those that is pretty good to put a Combat Vanguard aura on, and you can safely level that up. I do not have her echo, so I'm using this Rister echo here, 5-star, just to try and give some more attack, crit damage and skill damage to my allies, which is pretty decent. So I think that is it. And for blessings I just put HP blessings on her. You can obviously put speed blessing on her if you like, but I have other heroes that I want to put speed blessings on before her, so that is my priority at the moment. Okay guys, so that is pretty good stats. Let's just look at her gear real quick here. Gear is like this, only 2 parts is mythic here. I just gone with this one. Rest is just the HP and speed set, and you can see her stats here: 2080 speed, 2780 speed, right? Let's go in and try her out in some PvE damage here. We're gonna use the old direct damage buff here, and let's see what she can do at exclusive 0. This is without a speed buff, no attack buff, no nothing. And I'm doing 4.4 here with a Marie exclusive 3. And we will also be doing a video on Marie exclusive 3 soon, so watch out for that. So here is what you can achieve with this one. Now let's try and add exclusive 1 on her to see if the damage goes up. Now she's getting the speed buff and also the reducing of the cooldown here. Let's just give her this one here, and let's see what happens with the damage, just to see how much effect does it have to give her that speed buff. Let's see here, it was 4.4 before, it is now 6 billion here, so 1.6, and let's just do a few more here. And this is from giving her the speed buff and also the cooldown reduction thing here. I'm at 6 billion damage now in Rooting Coast, so you saw exclusive 1 made a huge difference for the team, also giving me, I think, yeah, around 50 more turns actually, very nice. Now let's just see what happens if we put exclusive 2. Nothing really should be happening because it's mostly for PvP, but we'll just see here. The first turn I'm gonna do some extra crit damage, and probably not gonna do any difference to be honest, but let's just see. So I'm not expecting anything here. Yeah, not really anything here. Maybe the first hit has 60% more crit damage, and that is it, right? So exclusive 2 is for PvP, and it's just a stepping stone to get to the real deal here, which is exclusive 3. Let's see what exclusive 3 can do for the damage. Now she's also granting attack buff and doing all of this other things here, having a huge uptime on this one, I believe. So let's just see what happens. Around 6 billion damage was the last result. Let's see what happens now. Yes, 6.7, so it adds maybe, okay, 7.2, that's much better, 7.2. I'd say it adds another billion of damage here, 7.2 again, and yeah. So you can see here that exclusive 3 on Blaze went got my damage to go from 4.4 billion damage in Wuthering Coast to 7.3. So a huge improvement from the speed and attack buff, and also the cooldown reduction buff on my Marie here. And you can see Marie is now doing 5.5 billion damage, and Sun Wukong also got some more damage. Obviously he's not getting anything from the attack buff from the S3 or E3, but he's gaining the speed buff still, and his damage also increased a lot there. And I think this is around 7.3 million damage is actually pretty good, man. I'm very happy with that damage here. Like 2 weeks ago, before Marie was here, I was only doing around 3 billion damage with my direct damage team with a Nordic instead of all of these heroes here. So I think that is huge, man. That is very good. And obviously in PvP she will also have a place in 5 versus 5. Blazé here is very good in 5 versus 5 teams. Some places like War of Thrones here, you can actually use her to use her exclusive 2 buff. Also just because she's actually buffing. She's buffing a lot, right, with her exclusive 2 here, so we might actually be able to put her in a team. It could be a team like if I had the Jingle Bell build, I would probably do a team with Jingle Bell down here somewhere instead of these people here. Maybe we can even remove like a Nordic here, but I'm not at a rank yet where I can show this because I'm only at Baron at the moment, so I'm only using 2 of my teams. But you can definitely put her in together with like a Jingle Bell and some other things, or even do a tanky team with Agatha and stuff like that. That would be very nice. Alright guys, so I think that was just a short video of where I would use a Blazé exclusive 1 to 3, and obviously I think, let me just check here before the video ends guys, if she's used in ranking for some of these high stages here, and she is actually not used. Well, she is here actually. Here Denzel used her for 654 here, but other than that it seems like Marie might have replaced her, and people are still using Jingle Bell here in these here. For some reason this guy Bailey here is using both Jingle Bell and Marie together with these guys here, and that might be the best setup. But you can see here Blazé is still used somewhere here in these high stages here, and I think she's also being used in the Liuli boss. I do not have the direct damage team today, but I think if we go and look here at somewhere, is it this one here? Yeah, she is being used in the direct damage team for Liuli boss, and you can see my team down here. I use the Lydia, Beatrix, Megan because I don't have a Jenny. So next time this one goes around, I'll be able to put my Blazé in there and hopefully pull a Jenny tomorrow on the banner. She's on the banner together with Jingle Bell tomorrow, right? Alright guys, so hopefully you found this video helpful, or at least interesting to see how much of a difference 3 eyes on Blazé can do, and you can imagine for yourself with your teams if you can do any difference. That was Invu here, and have a nice evening guys. Cheers, bye.